All right, Jerry, what we have in the works today?
All right, so today, client booked the paint enhancement.
Now, when you say paint enhancement, what's the goal? What are we going for?
So paint enhancement is more like to make the paint pop, and it is gonna remove like very minor swirl marks, but it's not paint correction, you know? So for paint correction, you're going more for like, there's either like a 1-stage, 2-stage, you know, 3-step paint correction. That's when you're going more for like perfection or heavy like swirl removal. This one is just to kind of make the paint pop, especially because it's black. We're definitely going to see a difference.
Now, when a customer calls you like this one, did they know exactly what they were looking for, or did you have to educate them a little bit?
You know what? I'm assuming that they knew what they wanted because this is a returning client. I've had this client for, I would say, since 2021, 2022 maybe. And they actually booked it themselves. They went through my Square, appointments by Square, and they just booked it. And they actually booked this, I would say, a month in advance. The beginning of May, they booked for today, June 8th.
When do they pay? When they book online? Right there, or when the job is done?
So some clients that I've never worked with before, usually I try to get like a deposit. I've had some people to where they book right away. I mean, they pay right away. Usually I just collect payment after. So especially this client, I've known him for a couple of years, and we're just gonna do after. That's fine.
All right, man. And you think you can show me the tools and chemicals we're gonna be using?
Yeah, so for today, we're actually going to be using this 3-inch right here. And this is the orange pad by, it's a 3-inch and it's by Lake Country. I love this pad right here. It goes very well with the 3D speed. So we're gonna use the 3-inch, and we're going to also use a, can't remember if it's a 5-inch or a 6-inch that I have. It's also gonna be a DA by Max Shine.
All right, Jerry. So, what's the step you're currently doing?
So right now we're doing the clay. We're clay barring the vehicle. We're doing the iron decontamination. That way we, remove all of like the contaminants embedded into the paint. For example, iron, dirt. That way we have like a clean slate. You know, we make sure that the paint is decontaminated. That way it's prepped for us to do the polishing. That way we're not like mixing all that stuff that's embedded into the paint, because you're only going to be doing more damage. You're not going to get as great as a finish as well.
And you're using a clay towel?
I'm using the Max Shine clay towel. Yes, sir. So it's a lot bigger, but what I did was I cut it in half. Yeah, because I didn't really need that big thing, you know? So that way we're only using one, and then whoever's helping me takes the other half.
Yo, Jerry.
Yeah.
Water real sticky, man.
No protection. The water's flat for sure. So one thing that I like about the 3D speed is it has like polishing like properties in it, and it has protection. And I don't think 3D speed actually says like the duration of the protection, but I've noticed with clients that I use 3D speed on, and I actually like touch their vehicles, as like maintenance clients, I've seen protection up to like 6 months. So that's why I like to use it. Yeah, it's great stuff.
All right, Jerry, what spot are we gonna start with?
I'm thinking about starting with this the quarter panel right here. Probably just start off right there, and then go from there, man.
And now, do you still do a test spot, or because you already have experience, you already got it down and know exactly how it's gonna turn out?
Yeah, I mean, the paint, it's a little dull, honestly. Especially after like claying, you can see like some marring and all that. But already like you really get close to the paint, and it's not popping the way it should. So I know for a fact we're gonna make this look good. And what helped also is that the paint was dirty and it was like all dusty and all that, so it's gonna be a real dramatic, before and after.
All right, Jerry. So I see you have 2 polishers? Or do you have more?
I have more. I have a total of, I would say, about 5 or 6.
Why do you have so many?
Honestly, man, I learned over time that you need a variety. You know, for example, 3-inch to get kind of like the smaller tire spots, 1-inch, 2-inch, and then obviously like 5, 6-inch to kind of handle like the hood, the roof, the trunk, bigger flat surfaces.
Did you start with all 5 or did you start with 1?
Oh, bro, I started with 1. I had like a 5-inch polisher from Harbor Freight for the longest. Yeah, it was kind of rough. Yeah.
When did you know you needed a second or third one?
I think it was when I had a job to do like a motorcycle, and I already had a 3-inch at the time, but I figured, like, you know what, having a 1-inch or a 2-inch definitely would have helped to get into some tighter spots. So that's when I kind of just invested.
And I see you guys are really efficient.
Yeah.
You both got it going on? Mm-hmm. Is that the way to do it?
Yeah, that's how I try to work, man. I try to make sure that, you know, we always have somebody doing something. So my brother Josh right now, he's handling all of like the bigger areas. So he's doing the hood and the roof with the 5-inch, or actually I think that might be a 6-inch. So that way he's knocking that stuff out, and I'm taking care of the tighter spots with the 3-inch.
All right, Jerry. So how's the polish going?
Oh, it's coming along great, man. You can see the difference for sure.
Now the sun came out a little bit.
Yeah.
For those new detailers out there that have never done a paint enhancement outside, it was real nice earlier. Now it's real sunny.
Yeah.
Does that change things, or is it all about that technique?
You know what? It kind of changes things. The reason why is because you definitely don't want to be using a polisher on a like hot surface, you know? So today it is kind of cloudy. The sun did come out, but it's not hot. You know, it's still like there's like a nice cool breeze. The temperature's still cool, so that helps out a lot. But if you are going to be working out in direct sunlight, you definitely want to carry a canopy with you, which I do. I do have a canopy in the van at all times because you never know. But yeah, you definitely don't want to be polishing on a hot surface.
And now, for those new detailers that don't know, what's the difference between a paint enhancement and a one-step?
So a paint enhancement is more just to make the paint pop. It is going to remove some, you know, like minor, like swirl marks, like very, very minor. A one-step paint correction, that's going to more so like, it's going to be more of a focus on swirl marks, you know. That's going to remove, I believe it's anywhere between like 40 to 70%, 40 to 60% swirl marks. And then obviously the deeper they are, you probably need to do some like wet sanding, or you could follow up with like a 2-step.
And where you at with the detail right now?
So right now, my brother Josh, he started vacuuming. Well, as soon as he finished like the flat surfaces, he started vacuuming. So the vacuum on the interior is just about finished. I'm doing like the right side now. I mean the driver's side, which is just like the doors and, you know, like the panels and everything. After that, we just need to touch up the front bumper, and all of the paint enhancement is finished. After that, we're gonna do the wipe down, you know, windows clean inside and out, and then touch up the tires, clean up the door jambs, and ask them what scent they want, and we'll be on our way.
Now, you mentioned this is about a 3-hour job?
Yeah, roughly.
With help?
With help, yeah. So obviously it depends on how bad the vehicle is, the size of the vehicle. But since it's a paint enhancement, you don't have to really like sit there and, you know, make sure you're doing all the correcting and all that, because it's not a paint correction. This one is more so like you could kind of move a little faster, you know. Obviously, you got to make sure that like you are doing some cleaning up, you know. Where it's not like wax to where you just spread it and that's it. So yeah, that's where we're at in the process right now.
How long would this take you by yourself?
I've done like smaller SUVs, like CRVs, and they've taken me roughly, I would say, like 4 hours. Really just depends on the job. Hey, but you experienced detailers. How long would it take you to do a paint enhancement on this? Drop it down in the comments below. So that's how I do my paint enhancement process. If any new detailers have any questions, make sure to DM me on Instagram. And this channel is all about helping you guys. So if you guys want to see more, make sure to subscribe to stay blessed.